Have you ever felt drained from always showing up for everyone else, but then you don't have anything left for yourself? I'm sorry, but that is not strength. That is operating in survival mode, and you are so much more than that. It's time to do more than just survive. It is time to thrive. And one of the most powerful ways to thrive is by saying yes to yourself and by setting healthy boundaries. In this video, I'm sharing 7 powerful keys that will help you protect your peace, take back control of your time, and rise into the woman you were always meant to be. Hello, beautiful queens. Welcome back. I am Dr. Monique McGee. I am an educator, a life coach, and most importantly, I am a woman who has walked through many of life challenges, and I have chosen to rise stronger. For over 20 years, I've helped people to build their confidence and create lives they can be proud of. I believe deeply in the power of transformation because I have lived it. My own life has changed dramatically over the course of the last few years, and I have learned that it is never too late to embrace your potential, pursue your dreams, and become the woman you were always meant to be. In today's video, we are exploring 7 powerful ways you can set healthy boundaries so you can say yes to becoming the best version of yourself. Let's get started. Step number 1 is clarity. Every boundary starts with clarity. So ask yourself, what truly matters to me? Is it my faith? Is it my health, my peace, my purpose, my passion, my time? What's important to me? Because clarity is a very powerful principle. So what does it mean when a person has clarity? Clarity is the ability to see things clearly, to understand your goals and your values. It's about having a clear vision of what you want and how to get there. You can't protect what you haven't defined. When you know your values, it becomes easier to recognize what aligns with them and what doesn't. When you are considering your values, think about times in your life where maybe you felt truly proud, happy, where you felt truly fulfilled. What were you doing? Who were you with? What about these things made them meaningful? And then on the flip side, as you're trying to think about your values, you can think about those things that really bother you. Another clue is, what are those things that make you angry? When you were really upset or frustrated, what specifically bothered you? Because your values are often the opposite of those things. Remember, values are just not ideas. They are guides that help you to make your decisions. They are guides that help you to set the boundaries. So I suggest that you spend some time journaling about your values until you truly have clarity about what's important to you. And then that will help you to be able to set better boundaries. Step number 2 is connection. We have to be connected to our feelings. So if you're feeling any type of resentment or exhaustion or frustration, that can be a sign that something just is not right. Honoring your emotions is not selfish, but it is essential for self-respect. So let's break this down a little bit further. Emotions are signals and they really do matter. So let's break this down a little further. Emotions tell us what matters to us. Things like anxiety and discomfort and frustration will often signal to us that a boundary is being crossed. Your feelings are not random, but they are guiding you. Emotions are also motivators. So if you think about it, the root word of emotion is motion. So our feelings help to move us into certain directions. Our excitement might move us to pursue our passion. Our excitement might move us to pursue opportunities. But If we're feeling sad, that might move us to a time of self-reflection. Our sadness could move us to pursue healing. Our sadness could move us to reach out and ask for support. So when you pay attention to your feelings, you get to learn a lot about your values and your beliefs. So emotions are messengers, and they are signals, and they teach us and they guide us, and they alert us to what is important. As Brene Brown says, when we fail to set boundaries and hold people accountable, we feel used and mistreated. So if you're feeling used, if you're feeling mistreated, those are signals into areas where you may need to set boundaries. So as we grow and transform, let's honor our emotions, because they are essential tools for setting strong, healthy boundaries and for us living lives with purpose, peace, and power. Step number 3 is communication. So when it comes to setting boundaries, one of the most important things is communication. Because if people around us are used to us being accommodating, when we start changing, when we start prioritizing ourselves and our own needs, some people may be a little bit upset, right? Because it'll be a big change for them. But it's okay, because we are truly honoring ourselves and our emotions. So we're gonna let people know clearly what we are no longer available for. For example, at home, we may say something like, I will no longer clean up after everyone. Each person is responsible for their own space. Maybe at work, it sounds more like, I won't be the only one who plans our company celebrations. Let's rotate responsibilities. Notice how these statements are firm, but they're kind. We don't have to over-explain, and we don't have to apologize because we have needs. Another example is, I'm not available this weekend, but thank you so much for thinking of me. Your tone is just as important as your words. So you can be calm, you can speak with authority. We don't have to be angry, we don't have to be defensive, we don't have to be mean. And practice using I statements. You're gonna frame your boundaries from your perspective. So here's another example. I need time to recharge after work, so I won't be attending that event. An important point to remember is that your boundaries are about what you will do. You cannot make other people treat you well. You cannot make other people honor your feelings. But what you can do is to decide what you will do if they don't. If someone chooses to disrespect you, you can leave the room, you can end the conversation, you can hang up the phone. There are many things that you can do so that you don't have to tolerate disrespect. If you decide not to plan the company celebrations anymore, either you guys will rotate the responsibilities, someone else will take over, or maybe the events won't happen at all anymore. But at any rate, you will be honoring yourself. Step number 4 is confidence. Confidence is knowing that you are worthy of rest, respect, and reciprocity. Your peace is priceless. So we're going to defend it with confidence. Every time you say no to what drains you, you are saying yes to your purpose. You're saying yes to your peace. You're saying yes to your power. So please be assertive. I can't say this enough. You do not have to apologize for taking care of yourself. No is a complete sentence, and it is sufficient. Here's an example. You may say, no, I won't be able to take that on this week. No, I can't take on that extra task. I need time to focus on my priority. Remember, strong women don't have attitudes, they have standards and they have boundaries. And when you are confident, You can set and maintain your boundaries without any guilt. Step number 5, and in my opinion, this is the most important, is consistency. So setting boundaries is kind of like working out. The more you set boundaries, the stronger you get. Each time you honor your limits, you are teaching others how to treat you and showing yourself that your peace matters. Here's an example. If you have said no to weekend work, do not cave in, do not give in if someone asks again. You have to reinforce your limits calmly. Consistency builds respect from both others and from yourself. So please stick to your boundaries even when it's uncomfortable at first. There's a classic study about conditioning that explains the importance of consistency. B.F. Skinner was a psychologist, and he did an experiment where a mouse was placed in a box with the lever. And every time the mouse hit the lever, food would be released. When the lever always gave food, there was a consistent reward. The mouse learned to press it when it was hungry. But when the food stopped coming, it quickly lost interest. However, and here's the important part, when the lever gave food sporadically, unpredictably, the mouse just kept pressing the lever repeatedly and persistently because it was hoping for the next reward. This experiment demonstrates that inconsistent reinforcement creates the strongest, most persistent behavior. So inconsistent reinforcement of boundaries creates the most persistent behavior. So when you are inconsistent, people do not take your no seriously. They keep coming back again and again, hoping you'll change your mind. However, when you are consistent, most will learn to respect your boundaries. Step number 6 is courage. It takes courage to prioritize yourself in a world that seems to expect women to overwork, overgive, and overperform. But you must protect your time and your energy like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. If you want to live your dreams, if you want to be happy, if you want to be healthy, if you want to live a life with no regrets, you will have to set boundaries and protect your time and your energy. Protecting those things is really a form of self-care. And remember that saying no to those things that drain you will give you more opportunities to say yes to yourself, to say yes to all of those things that will move you closer to your dreams. Every yes you give to yourself gives you energy to become the best version of you. Say yes to yourself by scheduling self-care appointments like you would schedule any other important meeting, because you deserve that time and you are important. So whether it's meal prepping, whether it's going to the gym, taking a walk, reading a book, block it off without interruptions. You can be strong and you can stand firm. Even when you may make others a little bit upset, they may become disappointed by your choices, but you cannot wait for anyone else to make time for you to accomplish your goals and your dream. You are so important and you have to treat yourself that way. Step number 7 is compassion. And when I say compassion, I'm speaking more of self-compassion. Oftentimes, we're willing to be compassionate toward others, but are we compassionate toward ourselves? So if you're going to set boundaries effectively, if you're going to go forth and transform your life, you're going to have to be self-compassionate. So you deserve the same grace, love, and patience that you freely give to others. Be kind to yourself. As you're learning to set boundaries, you will not be perfect. Do not beat yourself up about it. You need to accept yourself and just keep remembering that setting boundaries is a form of self-respect. And When you honor yourself, you give others permissions to do the same. So you're acting as a role model to others. Each time you protect your peace, remember that honoring yourself is a powerful example for others. It teaches them how to respect your boundaries and even how to set boundaries for their own lives. And then at the end of the day, take time to reflect on one way you protected your peace and then celebrate it, because you're moving closer and closer to victory. You're moving closer and closer to achieving your goals. And I am so excited for you. So queen, beautiful queen, your boundaries help you to protect your peace, helps you to nurture your purpose and walk boldly into your power. Every well-placed no is a yes for you and moves you closer to the life you have been dreaming of. If this message resonates with you and you are ready to live the life you were born to live, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And in the comments, tell me one area of your life where you need help setting boundaries. I want to hear from you because you are so very important to me. So until we see each other again, be blessed and remember, it is never too late to transform your life and live a life of no regrets.